everybody, welcome to the show. Welcome back to Airsoftology Mondays. And you're probably wondering why I'm in a suit. Well, I'm actually back in Osaka, Japan. I think I told you last week I was heading here. And I am here for a big banquet for Lilacs, actually a manufacturer of parts and accessories here in Japan. You guys are probably very familiar with some of their products, like the Prometheus line of barrels, their 9-ball stuff for the gas blowbacks, nitro bow stuff. They've got a lot of huge, like pretty much accessory lines for a lot of Marui stuff and other airsoft products and companies, including now they're doing stuff with Crytek and G&G. But anyway, that's what I'm here for, a big banquet to celebrate their suppliers for their win for the popular Airsoft Player's Choice Award. I think it's like 5 years now in a row. So anyway, they've put me up in this fantastic hotel, the Intercontinental, and I've got to put my monkey suit on here to look nice for the event. I haven't dusted a suit off in years. It kind of feels a little strange. But anyway, welcome back to the show. A little more formal than normal, but the questions will all be the same. If it's your first time here, it's super simple how this works. All you gotta do is put your questions down in the comment box below. Like, vote up your favorites. And also, I do a video recommendation every single week of videos that come from you, your favorite YouTubers, or even if you have a YouTube channel yourself. Please put those down there in the comments, and I will share those channels and those videos out every single week. Also, don't forget, I do have a web store. Support the channel here. I got some cool patches, morale patches, stuff like that. I'll have a link over here in the corner if you guys want to go support the show and get some cool swag in return. So anyway, enough of all that. Let's dive on into what you're really here for. It's your questions in the Tippmann mail call. So Goviel writes, "Hey Jonathan, I personally never left the US territories, but if I were to go to Taiwan, what barriers should I expect as a Spanish, English-speaking airsoft? Is there anything I should know before I go?" First off, traveling with your airsoft guns. I think Novritsch made a fantastic video on that, and I'll try to throw a link in the corner here, or at least down in the description for that one. I think he did good because he travels in and out of Taiwan here. Well, I'm not here, I'm in Japan right now, but in Taiwan, where I live now, quite a bit. So I think he speaks better to that. There's also always concerns of bringing airsoft product into Taiwan. Make sure the power level's not too high, but it's pretty high. I mean, it's like that. And don't bring HPA. Just don't do it. HPA is that, it's an iffy zone. Just because of the way they regulate firearms in here, I wouldn't bring an HPA product, anything with a tank in there, into the Taiwan. But aside from that, yeah, you can travel with your airsoft products. You can absolutely come to Taiwan with your airsoft guns as long as you follow the rules. As for playing, it's pretty much the same. Limits are about the same as most outdoor fields in the United States. Play is a little more aggressive. There's no engagement distance, at least in the outdoor fields where I played. And everyone plays very fair. I actually have had a fantastic time here with all the play I've done. The little bit I've had a chance to go out and play. Also, it's very hot, so bring lightweight stuff. If you don't have stuff, you can always buy it in Taiwan. But aside from that, really no big deal. I just wouldn't, when you leave the United States, check your airsoft gun as a firearm when you leave. That could cause some issues coming back into Taiwan. But again, I'm going to reference Novritsch in his video for that because I think he's probably summed it up a lot better. I have not brought an airsoft product into Taiwan. I have just recreated my collection there as we've started fresh, or I started fresh. So as I said, I think you're okay. I mean, once you get there, English, you can get by. You'll have to just learn a few things, how to call hit. Usually you can yell hit and put your hand up and that'll get the job done. There are also other English speakers that play. There's actually Stu Baca. He's here as well. He plays at Action Bunker and a couple other places around the Taipei area. In fact, I still need to go get some airsoft in with him. So there are other English speakers if you're not, and there are Spanish speakers here too. So you can get along with people who speak Spanish. So in fact, you being bilingual in both of those, you may have a little better time than even me with English and then just a little bit of Mandarin. My Mandarin is getting better enough to where I can kind of fumble my way through most situations. Also, if you happen to speak Japanese, really good, but you, of course, are Spanish and English. Anyway, that's kind of my thought, and Taiwan's a fantastic place to be and a great place to play airsoft. So yeah, come on, bring it, and oh yeah, don't worry about the orange tip, not required over in Taiwan. Mixinese writes, "I was thinking of buying a MOSFET for my gun. What's your opinion on MOSFETs?" At this point in airsoft, I would say, if you asked me this like 4 or 5 years ago, I'd be like, if you're an advanced user, get a MOSFET. Now, go for it. Jump on it, get one, but don't get like the little plug it. Get the one you install in your gun. Actually put in there. The ones that plug in line, they don't do anything, really. They don't. They don't protect your trigger, they don't give you better trigger response unless you wire the extra wire in, and if you're going to do that and have to do the soldering, you might as well just go and get a solder in one or a full trigger replacement. The trigger replacements are going to give you some great feedback, better trigger response, a lot of extra features like maybe active braking, even the ones that go in line. That could, you know, create a snappier feel, less wear and tear on your spring, no wear and tear virtually on your trigger contacts. There's a lot of positives of going to that, and like thermal fuse protection and some other things like that. I think right now, if you have the money, the Titan, the Gate Titan is amazing. I think it's probably the #1 actual trigger replacement MOSFET. From everyone I know that's been picking one up, they've been very happy with it. I've yet to get one myself, but just knowing players and people that have it, it's pretty good. So yeah, I mean, I say jump on it right now. I mean, why not? It's, you know, do that, grab an 11-1 LiPo, and you're going to be in a good spot. I think you're going to be really happy with how significant of a change a MOSFET will do to your airsoft gun. Waffle Airsoft writes, I've got a question. I saw a Cybergun P90 for only $172. This is definitely going to be my next gun. Also, I have a DMR. I'd like to run, and I want to use the P90 as a sidearm. Is this a good idea? Yes, I think so. If you want a sidearm, because if DMR, designated marksman rifle, for those who don't know what a DMR is, you typically have a minimum engagement distance, or MED, you will hear it called, meaning you cannot shoot somebody with any certain distance. For DMRs, it's either 50 feet or 100 feet, depending on your field's limits, and because your DMR typically shoots a little harder than the average airsoft gun, it lets you have that advantage, but there is a trade-off, so you'll need something, a pistol or something like that. A P90, the PTS, the PDRC, that little PDR gun, fits in 4 mags, is a great solution too. MP7, small MP5, those are all fantastic sidearm options if you want something bigger than a pistol. I think the P90 is great. It's boxy. You can kind of strap it off to the side. It's easy to maneuver. It's easy to one hand. And the magazines, if you go like high cap or even the mid caps, are easy. They can't change. They're on the top. It's kind of a real simple gun to use. And the way it balances, like I said, you can one hand it. So if you're laying prone, you got to grab it and kind of do a weird shot. You can usually get a pretty accurate shot off with it. I think it's a fantastic idea. I think bullpups and small PDWs or personal defense weapons, those really short guns, are good solutions as a sidearm if you don't mind carrying a little more weight to go with your AEG. The only downside is you're going to have to carry different mags. The P90 mags are a little weird size. They're kind of like that. So you'll need a way to carry those separate of the larger mags for your DMR, which are going to typically be 308 magazines, which are going to be shaped like this. So the magazine thing could be a challenge, but maybe a drop leg pouch for the P90 mags and your DMR magazines on your plate carrier or chest rig could be a great solution. Sigfrido Salinas writes, hey, I have a question my friend and I keep discussing about. Are you allowed at MilSim West different camo on your chest rig or plate carrier, or does it have to match multicam? Thanks, keep up the great content. Yeah, you can wear whatever. You can mix and match. For MilSim West, you're looking for an impression, so you're wanting to make sure you're wearing the gear that mimics the unit or your squad or whatever you are registering as. So if you're running, like, let's say a MARSOC, unit, you can wear the woodland camouflage and then put like a coyote, brown plate carrier over top. It doesn't have to match exactly. So if you're multicam, you can do coyote brown or ranger green as long as you follow kind of the impression look of NATO or whatever unit you're trying to mimic. Same with American MilSim. American MilSim only cares about your headgear and your uniform for team color. When you're looking at team colors like tan or green, so multicam or like ranger green, your plate carrier can be whatever. They understand it's very expensive to replace a plate carrier and have 2 different setups for both sides. So they're very accommodating for that. So yeah, no worries on that. Just make sure, like in the MilSim West, it's within SOP and you're following the requirements of the unit you're trying to be a part of, if it's NATO or if it's Russian, or if you're doing like kind of a militia type thing, then it's kind of the Wild West with whatever you want to wear. But if you're doing American MilSim, yes, it's uniform matters, but the plate carrier doesn't matter what color it is at all. Donna Smith writes, who's the better Airsofter, Jet Desertfox or Novritsch? They're both very good at what they do. I played with both of them actually a few different times. Novritsch is actually truly a fantastic sniper. He's not just editing his videos, and I'm not just saying that. I've seen him take some shots where like, hey man, there's a guy over there I can't reach, and he'll just, boom, that quick, pull up a shot, take the shot, and get the kill. I was like, whoa. So yes, he is absolutely good at what he does. It is not trickery of the camera. Jet is actually fantastic. I think his strength is mid to close range, assaulting, buildings, things like that. That's where he really shines. I think he's a better airsofter in that category, and Novritsch is by far a better airsofter in the sniper category. I think they both have their strengths. It's trying to compare, you know, what's a better car, a fantastic, huge, fancy SUV like the G-Wagon, or like, let's say, a Ferrari. They both are designed for very different things, but they're both very good cars in their own right. So for me, it's kind of like that. Now, I'm not just saying this because I know the two guys. I'm being very honest. I mean, you don't get to become a YouTuber and create all these videos, entertain videos, if you stink at it. I mean, let's be honest, right? If you're not good at it, people aren't going to watch you. So they absolutely both are. I think you can't compare those two. If you're going to compare snipers, that'd be different, and I don't want to get into that today. Different snipers out there. But as for those two, I think they're both good at what they do, and if you were going to swap roles, they wouldn't be anywhere near as their counterpart, or anywhere near as good as their counterpart. Well guys, that's it for questions this week, which means it is time for the Code Red Headsets video recommendation of the week. And last week I did mention, hey, remember, be persistent in the videos. If you guys watched to the very end, and Tortuga Airsoft, you were absolutely right. I was talking about you. I know this is the 7th week you put yourself in there. I wanted to give you a shout out, and I've got 2 different videos to highlight this channel. Tortuga Airsoft, it's a new up-and-coming Airsoft channel, doing a little bit of gameplay, some funny moments, and some product reviews. I definitely think there's a lot of promise and potential here. I see a great format. I see a solid foundation. I think this is going to be the next generation of channels. I would love to see someone, you know, come up and do more product review videos. So seeing this is fantastic. I've got a couple of you watching on my shoulder here. You can see he's doing a product review video of like the MP5 from Umarex, and he also has some funny fail moments and things like that. It's kind of a little bit of everything, good mix, kind of the way I had my channel before I really started focusing on the help questions and then just reviews. And I think he's doing a good job. He has a great future ahead of him, very low sub count, so let's try to fix that number for him. If you guys like what you see, I'm always looking for new channels, and I think Tortuga Airsoft is definitely one to watch. It earned my sub button. I matched the sub, so it's definitely on my radar now for someone to watch. Also, don't forget, if you guys have a channel of your own, or you know a channel, don't forget to put it in the comment section below. Recommend it and be persistent like Tortuga was. I do see these, and some weeks I have to get other ones in. I feel like, oh, this is a good week for this because a great video just came out. But trust me, I am watching, I'm reading, and you can see Tortuga will even know that I'm definitely reading, because I even mentioned him last week. I do pay attention to the comment section. I do read them every single week. So guys and gals, until next week, go out, play some Airsoft, have some fun, but no matter what you do, call your freaking hits. Oh yeah, and also, try to wear a suit when you can. It kind of does feel good. I'll let you guys also know how the banquet went, and how it went. I'll let you know. I got to dress up for something, right? So anyway, stay tuned on that. I'll have some more on the channel here from Osaka, Japan. So anyway, see you guys next time. Bye.